Oh, shit. Brother, I'm telling you. People will that shit's coming. Hey, first and foremost, we give all praise to double honor the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to brothers in the island of byway doing the works of sincerely faith and continue fighting the good fight of faith. Lord willing, we are in that number to be delivered. But until then, keep on coming out, prophesying, testimony, history, articles, anything that's edifying to the body. Lord willing, the Lord come back and really destroy this place, Babylon the Great. Right? So we're just going to go in the spirit, unscripted, brothers got articles. Again, the time that we're living in right now, there's all types of shit going on, man. We still in the month of January. We just hit the month of February. But January started out with a big bang, man. I can't recall my years been on this planet, a year starting off with so much turmoil, man. And Jake is suffering right now. Israelites out there, so-called Latinos, Mexicans, and so on and so forth. They're catching wreck, man. So-called nations, you're gonna start catching wreck. Everybody's gonna be in turmoil, man. Alright, so let's get
real quick. 2nd Ezra 8:61.
Go ahead.
And therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not shown unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. Then answered I and said, Behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitudes of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times, but at what time thou hast not shown me. 2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest parts of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, this is exactly what's going on right now. All right? All these things that are now taking place are now prophecies that we have been prophesying about for the past 17 years or so. All right? But again, measuring that time diligently, seeing what's going on around you, being circumspect. I stated that, we're living in some very, very, serious times right now. Beautiful times at that, right? Donald Trump has done all types of shit in his first 2 weeks of office, and any other president has done in their first 4 years of office, man. So again, you got to measure that time that we're living in, right? And everything that we've been talking about for the past 17 years, now we're starting to see those results, man. Go ahead, Con.
Quantum leaps. Quantum leap is just a jump in time. A quantum jump is a jump in time. That means that everything is
speeding up,
going faster. The scriptures talk about the plowman overtaking the reaper. So everything is speeding up.
Yep. And we see it, man. And we're living in it. We're actually living in the time where everything is speeding up, man. And that's why Yahweh Shai said he's gonna shorten them days. Those days are definitely being shortened right now. Before you know it, it's going to be March, it's going to be April, May, who knows what's coming down the pipe, man. Because we understand in the time of Jacob troubles on the horizon, the implementation of the MOTB is on the rise. So all of these things that we prophesy about are now here. Right, you got an article, you said you got an article. Good, bring that article up.
Yeah. Now, this is from archnews.com, and it says, member states call on NATO's to show muscle. Because everybody's focusing on deportation, all this shit happening. Meanwhile, you got the alliance forces outside the United States, watching the big nation, or rising up in power, they get ever stronger, and they start taking part of bases on the seas. And NATO is noticing that, in the country noticing that, and now they call from the NATO's to take up armament because of what's happening around the activity that's going on around at the seas. So we just continue in the article. It said NATO should went up its presence in the Baltic Sea to discourage Russia. NATO should went up its presence in the Baltic Sea to discourage Russia or anyone else from engaging in malicious activity there. So that's what's happening. You got a lot of ship from enemy that's close to the border. And now they're calling upon NATO's to go out there and to stop whatever activity that they're doing out there in secret. And more and more activity is happening throughout the sea but yet you're not hearing so much about it in the news.
Right. So,
You know, and then also, if I may add to that, and also too, Russia just sent a nuclear weapon, a nuclear military advanced weapon to North Korea recently. He just sent a nuclear advanced weapon to North Korea, so North Korea could use it against America. You know, and it was said, why is Vladimir Putin doing this? Vladimir Putin response said this, that listen, America give military advanced weapon to Ukraine to shoot at us. Now, therefore, we're going to send our best weapon to North Korea to shoot at America. So this is all start of a preparation of a Third World War that is coming. You know,
right? It's a cold war right now, but it's warming up. It's heating up.
Yeah.
Right? These countries are now gearing up and choosing sides, taking sides. And when you go to the book of Jeremiah, it talks about all these nations that are going to come up against America and shoot missiles over at America.
Yeah.
This is, give me that in Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 50?
Yep, Jeremiah 50.
9?
Start at about, start at 5.
50.
Yep.
Jeremiah 50 verse 5.
Yep.
They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces.
Go ahead.
Hitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
Go ahead, read on.
Yep. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away from the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
Go ahead.
All that found them have devoured them. And their adversaries say, we offend not.
Right. I want to speak on that because we have been prey or enslaved by all these other nations, man. Now the time is gearing up where the Lord is going to make a speedy riddance of all these kingdoms and all these people that have come up against us. Right? You get into the book of Jeremiah and read all the destruction that's come for these nations. This is why. Because what they have done to the Lord's chosen people. But the Lord is going to use these other nations to come up against this place, Babylon the Great, primarily because this is where the bulk of the This is where the bulk of the people are, right here. You know, that go through that slavery. Go ahead.
We offend not because they have sinned against the Lord.
Right, and that's what they accuse them. And we didn't do anything wrong. They offended their own power, which is true. But the scripture says they helped forward the afflictions. You see? And now the Lord got his eye on you devils, man. He got his sights set on you. Go ahead, read on.
Even the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north
now,
country.
the brother just read an article concerning Russia. All right. Now, that assembly of great nations are going to be led by Russia. Russia's going to lead that charge. You know, and right now it doesn't seem as if anything's happening or anything, you know, really pertinent on the table. But a lot of you people don't understand the dynamics of what's going on right now, especially here in Babylon. Because here in Babylon, you're so saturated with the folly of this world, you ain't paying attention because there's nothing really ever happened here in Babylon. So why would you be concerned about a war happening? Why would you be concerned about another assembly of nations gearing themselves up to come up against Babylon? You ain't concerned with it because it's something you never heard of before or never had to worry about. But now the time is coming where you're going to start seeing and hearing on the news feeds, on the social media platforms, on all these, you know, radio shows and stations. You're going to start hearing about the gathering and the assembly of all these nations, especially when they drop that currency, that reserve currency, man. Once they drop that, you're going to be shook up, man. All right, hold on, got something, Elder?
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 51 and 28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion.
That's right. The modern day Medes are the Russians, man. They're going to lead that charge. We've been telling you people this, man. For years, people thought that the Russian Empire was all, you know, dismembered or dispersed, and there was no power or might left in Russia. You were wrong, because when you go to Ezekiel's 38th chapter, the Lord said he's going to put books in their jaws and bring them back, man. You got that? Go ahead, come on.
It's Ezekiel 38, and I'll start at 1.
Yep.
It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying,
Go ahead. No, go right ahead. Go right ahead. No, go right ahead. No worries. No worries.
it says,
Go right ahead.
son of man,
Yep.
set thy face against Gog
Yep.
in the land of Magog,
Yep.
and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal,
Yep.
and prophesy against him,
Yep.
and say, thus said the Lord power,
Yep.
behold, I am against thee, O Gog,
Right.
and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Yep.
It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws,
Right.
and I will bring thee forth in all thy army.
Right, you're going to bring thee forth in all thy armies. So when the Lord says he's against them, he's not against them for anger. He's against them, meaning he's going to bring them back together and raise them up to that old power that they used to be. All right? So we understand and know through the scriptures and the learning and the teachings that we've acquired that Russia is going to be that great nation that's going to lead that charge, man, into this battle, this third world war. Go ahead.
It says, I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them that clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields,
Right.
and all of them handling swords.
Right, you see that? So this is getting ready for war. The Lord said he's preparing them for war, handling swords. When you are a swordsman or you're dealing with weapons, and a sword is used for war, a sword is used for piercing and striking through. So these thermonuclear missiles, they're going to be that glittering sword that's going to be bathed in heaven. They're going to be the ones that can come down upon Idumea, all right? Modern day America, if you will. Modern day Babylon, if you will. All right? Modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, if you will. So that's where we're at right now. This is the time that we're living in. As a brother read earlier in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, measuring the time. All right? Russia ain't just walking around, just trying to, flex their muscles. They're gonna put their money where their mouth is, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says Persia, Ethiopia,
See that?
and Libya with them,
Yep.
and all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. It says, be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
Right, so Russia again is going to be that protector. Russia is going to be to these nations the shield and the buckler. Right? And you gotta ask yourself, America's not gonna be able to handle the heavy weight that's gonna be put upon it. All right? The heavy weight that's gonna be put upon America is going to be disastrous. Right? When you read the book of Obadiah, it tells you all the men that have been Confederately have turned against it. Even the ones that are with America, they're gonna say, fuck it. America's doomed. Fuck it. Go get them. We're gonna turn our back on them too. You got something?
Real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
Now this is from the BBC News.com. He says satellite image show Russia giving North Korea oil, breaking the section.
Listen. Again, the scripture says, be thou a guard unto them. So Russia's going to assist all these other nations, man. And there was always talk about America putting sanctions on Iran. America doing this to Iran. America ain't gonna do a goddamn thing to Iran. Because the minute you mess with Iran, you mess with Russia's interests. All right? So America, Iran, they've had, talks about, sanctioning and putting them in the outside of the circle, so to say. They ain't doing a damn thing because because Russia's always going to be that back for them, man. Go ahead.
Real quick, and he says these transfer violated UN section which banned countries from selling oil to North Korea, except in small quantity in an attempt to stifle its economy and further developing nuclear weapons.
Right.
So meanwhile, all this country, right, the NATO's and the EU, they banned North Korea from giving them oil. They censored them from using supplies. Now I got Russia that supply to North Korea.
Right.
Weapon and oil technology to further progress the nuclear weapon.
If there's two people that we like Donald Trump, we like Vladimir Putin. You can throw Ahmadinejad in that mix too, and Kim Jong-il. You can throw all them cats in there, man. Because why? Right. Because why? They all gonna have the same agenda to destroy Babylon the Great, man. That's the agenda. That's what's on the horizon. America being destroyed. All right. So go ahead, bro. What you got?
I got Isaiah 13, but in the Good News Bible.
Go ahead.
And then the heading says, God will punish Babylon.
You see that? And the good news in these modern translations, is so you can understand it better. A lot of people are wrestling with the old English. This, thou, us, you know, they wrestle with that. But that modern English is crystal clear to understand. Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 13 and 17 in the good news. The Lord says, I am stirring up the Medes to attack Babylon. They care nothing for silver and are not tempted by gold.
Right, so Russia's gonna say, we don't give a damn what you got to offer us, man. We don't care what you want to come to the table. That time is over, man. Russia has always, Vladimir Putin has always been very diplomatic. Every speech he gives, they translate it with translators. He's talking about we should be able to come together and work things out. You know, it's not us that are putting division amongst the people, it's America. Vladimir Putin always spoke about the wickedness of America, man. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 18, with their bows and arrows, they will kill the young men.
With their bows and arrows, they shall kill the young men. What are them bows? Them bows, give me 2nd Ezra 16. Right? Give me 2nd Ezra 16, starting about 13.
13?
Yeah, right to the point. Yeah.
2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 13. For strong is his right hand that beareth the bow.
Hold it right there. Read that again.
Back in Isaiah 10 and 13 and 18, with their bows, the arrows, they will kill the young. They will kill the young men.
Isaiah is talking about those bows. Ezra is talking about those bows. All right. So what's the end conclusion? Thermonuclear missiles, man.
Right.
That's what it's talking about. Them things are gonna get shot over here, and they're gonna annihilate this place. Go on that, bro. That's one to get that part. Read on.
They will show no mercy to babies and take no pity on children. Babylon is the most beautiful kingdom of all, and is pride of its people. But
Right, Babylon is the most beautiful kingdom because at some point in time in history, everybody wanted to come to America. Babylon, everybody wanted to come here because there was dreams, there was aspirations, there was hope. You know, in the American, they call it what? The American way. So everybody wanted to get a piece of that pie, man, and it worked out for the majority of all these other nations, but the nation of Israel. When we were brought over here, as slaves, built this bitch up. While Moab came over, they got Chinatown. Ishmael came over, they got the 7-Elevens. Everybody had a great piece of the pie of Babylon the Great, man, because that was the forecast. Coming to this place where it was beautiful. Go ahead.
But I, the Lord, will overthrow Babylon as I did Sodom and Gomorrah.
Perfect.
And I got Salaki.
That
has
brother,
exclamation points, so that's for certain.
Right.
That's a promise.
That's right. Right. See, so he's gonna overthrow Babylon like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. And this is where we're at, man. The things that we've been prophesying about and speaking about, Shalom, brother. The things we've been prophesying and speaking about ultimately comes down to 3 things: time of Jacob's trouble, MOTB, and the thermonuclear missiles, baby. That's what it is, man. Okay. But everything's going to take its course. All things will be fulfilled. Things are going to speed up faster than we could believe. But before you know it, man, we're going to be like, yo, Donald Trump is about to issue martial law throughout the country. You know, because the scriptures tell you about a man shows a desire to go into a city and not behave, right? Think about it. Now that your Donald Trump is now strategically making all these moves with all the with all the executive orders being signed, this shit that he putting off on writing, we don't even know about. He gonna say those things. It's like a surprise party. Donald Trump said, "No, I'm not gonna tell him about this." But when you do start to hear about it, you best believe the prophets have warned you. All right. All right. Go ahead, Elder.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 35.
Go ahead.
A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon,
Yep.
and upon her princes, and upon her wise men.
Yep.
A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. And they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasure. A sword is upon her treasures,
Yep.
and they shall be robbed.
Yep.
A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up.
Yep.
For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols.
Yep.
Therefore, the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and owls shall dwell therein. and there shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
Yep.
So it's saying that you know, that a sword is upon all the inhabitants. That's the part I really want to touch on, because the brother was saying something about that too. What was it, Isaiah 13?
Yep.
So the inhabitants of Babylon, and I say this because you have your most American citizens. They get this they got this bravado about them today because of who's in office, right? So like the scriptures say, as the king, so is the people, right? So because Trump has this bravado about him, now the people have that same bravado, but the Lord said the inhabitants of Babylon, the sword is upon them.
Yep. They don't understand. You know, these crackers, they was all gun ho when Trump got into office.
I think
even the lowest of the low. You see these videos, these chicks crying and booing. They're cutting the food stamps, and I didn't sign up for this. Now all of a sudden you didn't sign up for this. Now that this devil that you loved and worshipped so much, now he's flipping the script on everybody. The whole shit. Now everybody's scratching their head like, well, wait a minute, what are you doing? You know, this ain't, you know, we was talking about with Donald Trump when he started talking about the tariffs, right? On the news, he said, you know, it's going to be a hard thing for the people to understand, but he said it's going to be a hard thing for the American people to accept, but they're going to understand, right? Ain't nobody going to be able to understand if you scraping and scrounging and now the food prices are going up higher. You don't understand that. Go ahead, brother.
This is how you know there's a higher power involved, because every 4 years the people of Babylon go through this.
Mm-hmm.
You have a person get up there, a president get up there saying they're going to do this and
We'll
do that. Then when they get in, they don't do that.
Totally different.
Then the people regret it.
Yep.
Same thing with Trump.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and Trump was the one that started off the juicy juice, the Operation Warp Speed,
Yep.
and all of that.
Yep. So yeah, so and again, going back to what the brother just said, every presidency, they're always faced with some type of calamity. They used to call it the 3 a.m. call. You know, what are you gonna do when you get that 3 a.m. call? So again, Donald Trump, he's moving, as the brother said, at warp speed. Even though it was dubbed back when he first got in. But again, it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah. The Lord is speeding this thing up. So therefore, time is running short. All right. You was done. I want to get back to second Jeremiah 50. I think you was talking about 6 or 7 around there where you left off. Because again, Russia, you gotta keep your eye on all the goings on, man. Especially with Russia, China, all right, and all these other countries. Because they're gonna tell you, man. Through their actions, they're gonna tell you what's happening. All right? And once America gets left in the dark, when that reserve currency goes through the fucking floor, then you're gonna start to see, man. All right, but Donald Trump, he's gonna do anything he can to ruffle all types of feathers, man. Go ahead.
If I may add too, now just to show how much of afraid, you know, those NATO are. He always, like I just said earlier, he always got the NATO and the EU, especially in North Korea. Washington went and violated that pact and still supplied them anyway. But yet they're not doing anything about it. We go to show just how powerful Washington has become. You know, if that was any little nation that would violate that act, they would bump them right away. They would ever go and attack that little nation. But because the reason why they're not attacking Washington, because Washington's a superpower. You know?
They all got those missiles, man. You got a piece of brothers?
Nah, I got a right here. This is article that just came out.
Yep. Go ahead, go right through. Yep. Go right through, y'all.
It says Trump says he ordered airstrikes on Somalia.
Oh man.
So that goes in Ezekiel 38.
That's right. Listen, man.
That's right.
We've been telling y'all. Now Trump is letting it be known. These are the things that's on his agenda, man. He's letting it be known crystal clearly that these things that we're going to start to see are lined up right with the scriptures, man. All right, let's roll.
Jeremiah 50:9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon a great assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her.
Right.
From thence she shall be taken.
Right, from thence she shall be taken. What does it mean by she shall be taken? Because when this war starts, there's going to be no recovery for America. America's not going to be recovered, man. As the scripture says, we will heal Babylon. But she cannot be healed. No matter what they do, no matter what kind of treaty they want to come to, what kind of truce they want to come to, it's not going to happen, man. So we on the road. Now we roll. Ain't no stopping this train, man. Go ahead, sir. You know?
verse 10, and the Chaldeans shall be a spoil. And all, matter of fact, it's like the arrow shall be as a mighty expert man, and none shall return in vain.
Right, and that's the point too. The arrows are going to be as a mighty expert man, a marksman, and none of them shall return in vain. So in other words, once they get shot, man, and you can grab the simple concept of watching an archer. You go watch the archery shows. They got the target about 100 yards down. They got this shit. And they got the little scope on their eye and doing all this shit. Once they let that arrow go, it ain't gonna return back. It ain't gonna stall. It ain't gonna stall in midair and just die out. There's gonna be no kill switch. They won't return. That's the bottom line, man. That's what we're talking about. America being ultimately and utterly destroyed.
You bring it up in 2nd Ezra 16? You bring it up?
Nah, go ahead, bring it up.
All right,
We was gotten there, but I want to get that one part. But read it up. Go ahead, bro.
This is 2nd Ezra 16, verse 13. It says, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrow that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. And when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, it says, Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth."
Listen, ain't nobody else talking about these thermonuclear missiles, man. Nobody's talking about the no camp out there is talking about the thermonuclear missiles. No camp out there is talking about the Third World War. No camp out there is talking about the time of Jacob's trouble. No camp out there is talking about the implementation of MOTB. Nobody. Nobody. But they're seeing the signs all around and they still can't believe it. We're talking about men who said they're in this thing and they're spiritual men and they're men of the Lord. But nobody's talking about it. Think about it. What are you going to do when all these things really start to come to pass, man? How are you going to rebound from this? You might as well just sit, dig a hole and jump in it, man. All right?
That's what Ezra said. Woe is me, woe is me. Who shall deliver me in those days?
That's right. That's right. So don't get foolish, man. Don't get stupid and think that none of these things are going to come to pass. Because America, this is why it's called Old Virgin Daughter of Babylon. Because America has never been touched militarily. Right? What do you think? You think you forgot about those UN troops that are here in this country? Time to take up trouble's on its way. You think we forgot about all those caskets, those FEMA coffins? They got scattered throughout the country. You think we forgot about all these convoys of trains and tanks on these train lines? So you people see it and it goes in one eye and right out the other, and that's it. You don't think about it anymore. But this shit is lying in wait for you, man. I was watching this show yesterday. They're literally going around buying up cities, knocking all these houses down, man. Now, one of two things they're gonna use these things for: to build a 15-minute city, or to build a goddamn cemetery, man, or a concentration camp. There's not enough people on this planet to fill up there's not enough room on this planet that's going to fill up these concentration camps, man. Fill the people up in these concentration camps. So when they start putting it in play, you must believe you people are going to be right up in there. Those who refuse the RFID, you're going to be right up in there. You're going to be sitting behind the bars like this. Let us out. They show you that in the movies. Go ahead, bro.
They still got that red list, blue list, green list back in the day.
And that goes right along what they're doing. They'll go in front of people's houses. They'll put a mark, an X or a red mark. Lady on the video I watched, lady came out. She's like, "Yeah, I see the guy coming," and she said he was spraying, each house, but the only house that was getting sprayed was the one of Spanish descent. So again, you are the target, man. You public enemy number one. Go ahead, brother.
Remember when they got rid of the Georgia Guidestones not too long ago? That first Guidestone was to
depopulate the population to 500 million. 500 million.
That's their plans, man.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I got this from Wikipedia talking about Rex 84.
I'm just looking that up right now, bro.
Rex 84 and King Alfred plan. Somebody look that up too.
Yeah, I got King Alfred plan right here.
Go ahead, brother.
It say the scenario envisioned state defense forces rounding up 500,000 undocumented Central American residents and 4,000 American citizens whom the U.S. Attorney General had designated as national security threats.
Yep. Now, can you look up what year that was? They drafted that.
This was in 1984.
1984. Rex 84, right?
Yep.
1984. They already told you what the game plan was. So you figure from 84 to 2025, how many people even thought about it? Nobody. Now it's King Alfred.
That's about 40 years, I saw.
Okay, yeah, about 40 years, So now here they are, telling you and showing you what they said about 40 years ago. All right, so you people better be ready, go ahead, brother.
The stage is being set. Like,
That's
you know,
it. Yep.
Trump, like you said earlier, Trump's passing these draconian laws.
Yep.
I just want to read the heading.
Go ahead.
Trump says the U.S. will send the worst criminal, illegal aliens to Guantanamo Bay.
Right, you know, and that's the guys that they're telling you, because they're going to different corporations and pulling motherfucking mothers out, pulling little kids out. They ain't criminals. There was one lady. She went to her mother's job because she heard that ICE was around her mother's job. So by the time she got there, they had the mother on handcuffs, and she's like, "Mommy, beat me up." And she, she's all in handcuffs, but she's trying to wave. Again, they was like, "What did she do? She didn't do anything. Leave her alone." Esau don't give a goddamn what you did. You on that list, man. Right. You made the list. You made the cut. Now all of a sudden, everybody wants to find out, what about the Lord? What's the name of the Lord? How to what you call upon? All right. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
And if you start following after the Hebrew Israelites, like the brothers brought out Rex 84, Project Megiddo, Southern Poverty Law Center, they already have coined Black Hebrew Israelite as coined as anti-hate group.
Yep. So we understand they got their target set on us. We understand that. But we ain't afraid of that, man. We ain't concerned about that. We are not concerned about that. Why? Because we have Yahweh Shemiah Shai for our defense. So therefore, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. We ain't worried about you.
Precept right here.
All right, let me get that precept. Let me get that, okay?
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 70.
Nah, brother.
It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord."
Right. So here's how the layout is going to be. When they start coming down, right? They start snatching people up. The first thing they're gonna say is, "What did Yahweh Shai say?" When Peter was out there and they was looking at Peter, they was like, "Oh, he was with him." What did Peter say? "I wasn't with that. I don't know the man."
Right.
The same thing these cats are going to do. All these Israelites who, right now, it's all big and bad. I've never been a weak Jew. I'm an Israelite. You saw it coming down. I wasn't saying the name of Yahweh Shai. I wasn't saying all that. That wasn't me. Nah, that's GMS. Yeah, they're gonna point that finger. But it doesn't matter because you're an Israelite. Whether you with GMS or whoever, it doesn't matter. You are Israelite. You are on that list, man. So they're gonna come after you regardless of who you stand up for, what you believe, man. So it's just a matter of time. So don't think you're gonna be protected because you was with a group with 500,000 men and y'all was helping the community out helping the community and marching down the road. You opened up Esau's eyes to say, okay, this group got a small number of men, but these men are strong. These men are fervent in what they believe in. That group got 300,000 men. We're gonna get them niggas first because they're gonna be easy targets, man. Because they understand that the Lord ain't with that shit, man. But
I just want to make this point. That's a part of what Pharaoh was like, hey man, they growing in numbers. We got to be a little wiser with them. Right? So Pharaoh was frightened Pharaoh that there was so many of us growing one after another, right? So the same thing is going to happen. Contrary to Elder made a good point. Contrary to what you think, that you can point the finger at us, like, oh no, it was them. But you were Israelite, man. And they're against our nation. Period. There is no faction. There is no this group over here, that group over there. You're an Israelite at the end of the day. Right? So they don't care who you are. They're gonna come get you.
Right. They ain't gonna be like, oh, come on.
Do I get my picture?
Oh, we don't got no cameras for you.
Oh, man.
All right.
Babylon. This is Babylon. You all can do whatever they want. One minute fake.
You mentioned that, right? Joe Biden was being
Esau's company. Donnie's in office now. Esau can come in amongst the niggas and he can speak. Ice, right. See, they're calling ICE right now. There's a group of Mexicans down there. But again, Folly is set in great dignity. There's great dignity.
Twisted her ass up, she wouldn't have been like.
Yeah, got on her ass and then went. That was But go ahead, finish off what you were saying.
No. I made the point. Your point being, you're not going to be able to point the fingers. Listen, a lot of things. Let me tell you something, man. So can I get a scripture?
Yeah, bust it.
If you could go to Ezra 4:8.
I'll get it.
Ezra 4:8. Go to. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, brother, go right through. Yep, go right through. No worries. Go right through.
You got it.
Yep, I'll go right through. No worries. Go right through.
Hold on 1 second.
Pass right by. No worries.
Second Ezra, another?
No, Ezra in the Bible.
Ezra in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I also
And then somebody get John 11.
John 11?
Yeah. John 11 to 48.
John 11, 48.
Because what's going on with the thinking that they can point the fingers at us is really they're afraid. Because you remember, I don't know if you remember this a long time ago. I was reading Lost Tribes and Promised Land, and I couldn't understand why people that were Israelites would denounce that name. And the elder had to tell me that they was being persecuted. I don't know if you remember that. They was being persecuted for all of that they were. So it's the same thing happening now, where our people are going to be afraid of the persecution. And so because they're afraid of the persecution, what they're going to do is denounce. I ain't no Israelite,
That's what happened up in Spain during the Spanish Inquisition.
Yep.
Them Hebrews, them Israelites up there, like, we're Moors.
Which is where you get the division of throughout history, Christian and Jew, because a lot of them are saying, no, I'm not a Jew, I'm a Christian, right? But really, the Christians were called that first in Antioch, but they were Israelites.
Right.
Which one you got?
I'm gonna bust a quick precept.
Yep.
This is Daniel's 9:7, and it says, "O Lord, righteousness belong unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day, to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem,
Right, that
and
confusion
also
of
all
faces,
Israel."
meaning they're going to be ashamed, man. You can't be ashamed of this thing, and that's a part of what the hour of temptation is that you throughout, or let's say in the face of all persecution, stood stiffly. This is what it says when you go to Ezra's, where it's second Ezra, where it says these are the men that stood so stiffly, and then it says it again in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. A part of standing stiffly is to say, okay, even under pressure, even in the face of persecution, we still maintain who we are and what we do. Yep.
That's why you got the scripture, suffering as a Christian, suffering as an evil.
That's it.
Like everything that you said, like you were Israelite at the end of the day. And if you understand who your enemy is, he don't even want you to be here. You know that if it's a seed of the Israelite man here, his new world order cannot be
That's it. Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12, and it reads, it says, "Beloved, think it not be strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you."
Yeah, so we're all, let's say, susceptible to that fiery trial. All of us. The scriptures tell us in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, that acceptable men are tried in the furnace of adversity, right? So we all have to go through some level of persecution. That's a rite of passage, right? The scriptures tell you that you can't get to that city unless you go through that straight path, that narrow path where there's fire on one side and water on the other, right? Go ahead.
It says, "But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach suffering."
Rejoice that you're partakers in Hamashiach suffering, right? Rejoice in it, right? Yeah, say it right here, bro. Rejoice in that you're a part of his suffering. Don't deny it. Don't try to shake it up off you, because even the Lord Yahweh Shai, he was afraid too of what he had to endure. And he asked, he said, "Is there any way that this cup shall pass from you?" Right? And then he said, "What? Not according to my will, according to thy will." So you have to be, the scriptures say this also. Let this mind be in you that is also in the Mashiach Yahushua. So we have to set our mind on something could happen. Don't trick yourself into thinking like, oh, I think I'm gonna get out of it. Nah, man. Set your mind up mentally to prepare for that which is coming.
Got something
Go
for
ahead.
us real quick.
Yep.
Ecclesiasticus 2:1.
Yep.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for
That's
temptation.
it. Prepare your soul for temptation. Not prepare yourself for easiness. Not prepare yourself for a walk in the park. Prepare your soul for temptation. Right? So that means you're gonna have to go through something. You're gonna be challenged in a way. You're gonna have to make a decision, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright
Yep.
and constantly endure,
Right.
and make not haste in time of
Set
trouble.
thy heart aright. Because if you constantly tell yourself, I'm gonna have to go through something to get to the other side, then it's, you can't be shaken, you can't be moved. The scriptures tell you that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. If you want to get yourself in the right mindset, let yourself know, look, we're gonna have to go through something. That's what you think about. But if you constantly I'm shaking, I'm moved, this is why people depart from us. Ultimately, we're the troublemakers of the world, man. And it doesn't take for us to curse nobody out. It don't take for us to grab, we grab the lady up the chest, push over there, and we don't need to do that. Us speaking against the establishment is enough, man. Yeah, it's enough.
I'm gonna have to go quick. That banner, yeah.
It said that they may go into the gates of the nobles, right? So what are we doing? We're lifting up the banner, right? So that they can go into the gates of the nobles. They're supposed to tell on us for what we're doing.
Exactly.
They're supposed to complain about us for what we're doing, right? So it's a part of it. It's built into it, right? So for us to think that we're going to escape what the Lord Yahweh Shai had to endure, it's wrong for us to think that. It's not fair for us to think that, right? Because look, he said we were bought with a price, right? So don't you gotta repay? Don't you gotta repay if somebody bought something for you, right? They might not expect you to pay them back, but it's the right thing to do to pay them back. You got something?
Yes. Romans 12:1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies as living
Right,
sacrifice.
that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, right? That's not just, being on the highways and byways is a part of it, right? Devoting your life to it is a part of it, but also that sacrifice is, you might have to go through something. The scriptures talk about, I think it's in Revelation 20, where some of us is going to be beheaded, man. Right? So you don't tell yourself, oh, he's got it. Oh, I'm so scared, because anything can move you at that point if you're trying to avoid it, right? Those men in Maccabees, we talk about it all the time. They set in their heart, I'm willing to die. They said that in their heart. That's what it means to prepare your soul for temptation. You still in there? Yep. So like, go ahead, read that.
Just a real quick precept.
Yep.
So Revelation chapter 2 and 10, and he says, fear none of those things thou shalt suffer.
Yep. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Right? So we understand what's going to happen. And if you think about it, that's the only way you would think about peace and love at all costs is if you're afraid of the tribulation that's coming, man. If you're afraid of the persecution that's coming. What worth is your beliefs if you're not willing to suffer for it?
Right.
What is it worth? What do you have? What is it to you? What's the value to you if you're not willing to go through something for it?
Right. That's why we always say, understand what you're getting involved in.
Yeah, sit down and count the cost.
Understand what you're getting involved in.
Yep.
Because a lot of people like to look at this as, well, in the beginning stages of the Great Awakening, a lot of people like to look at it as just pure entertainment, having fun. It was a fad. Yeah, that's why I found out. Next thing you know, you got to realize your life is literally going to be on the line, man.
You know. To your point, Elder, when we came into this thing back in 2007, 2008, there was a lot of people.
Influx.
There was an influx of people, right?
Yep.
And so what the Elder Apostle Dahar wisely did was, look, if you with us, put GMS on your name. And then when certain rules started coming down the pipe, everybody, hey, I ain't with that. Well, you gotta act a certain way. You gotta behave a certain way, right? Now everybody, what it did was it thinned it out. It thinned it out. Now you look up, there ain't that many people, and a lot of the people that was with us in the beginning, they're now detractors of what it is we say and do. Nah, them GMS guys, right? They're detractors of what it is we do because there were rules and standards and regulations that we do, you know?
And he says real quick, he said, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful to death, and I will give thee a crown of
Be
life.
thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right? You might die and then be in the spirit world and then be risen up.
Right.
There's scriptures in the Bible where the Lord rose people from the dead. Right? His friend Lazarus, the little woman, she just sleep.
Right.
She ain't dead, she sleep.
Right.
Right. They laughing at him, and then he rose her up, man.
Right. Even after the crucifixion of Yahushua, the graves opened up, bodies came out of them graves.
Right. So this is we're dealing with the power of souls, man.
Yep.
We're dealing with the power that has control over all living things, man. So death is a small thing, right? It's going to be painful for a minute, of course. Right? I don't want to sound like a tough guy, but it's a part of it. It's part of the course.
This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 13, and it reads, and I hear a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, said the Spirit,
Blessed are they that die in the Lord from henceforth. Think of that, man. So that's a blessing. When you go to the book of Acts, right? When they got their ass kicked, the apostles, they were happy about it. They rejoicing that they were willing to, or they were able to take that ass whooping for the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right? So we have to have that same mindset, that same mentality. Don't trick yourself out of your blessing, man. Don't scare yourself out of your blessing. We gotta go through something, man. You got something?
That's why the scripture said, "Fear not him."
I got that.
Go ahead.
That's it.
There's a lot of that.
Go ahead.
Matthew 10 and 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils.
Right. There's gonna be some men that tell on us, man. Yep, I know where he lives. I know where he lives. You watch First 48. You watch First 48. All Jake needs is a cheeseburger and some French fries. They're gonna tell on everybody, man. That's all they need: a cigarette, some cheeseburger and some fries, man. And a piece of chicken or something. And they good. If you brought in a bucket of chicken and Jake, they gonna be in there eating that chicken. So what you do is you take 24. You go down to extra 7. You know, they don't mind, man. They don't need much. Right? Go ahead.
No, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils. They will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and for king and
They
kings
did
for my
that to
sake.
Yahushua. Right? Here it is. It was an in-house matter that we were dealing with in matters of Yahushua. It was an in-house matter. But they brought it to Pilate, right? What did Pilate say? Pilate said, look, y'all, that's y'all shit. I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on. Y'all tend to your own matters. Right? They're gonna do the same thing to us, man. They're gonna do the same thing to us, where the people they're glad they do it because we're a nuisance, right? We're a nuisance.
And just like you said, just like how it was our own people that deliver Yahushua to the enemy. You're gonna have Jake, even do it for your own family.
He says he's gonna say that. Yeah, it's gonna get right to it.
Yeah.
This
is our first Maccabees chapter 2 verse 50, and it reads, Now therefore, my son, be zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time.
That's it. Don't the scripture say the things that are written aforetime are written for our learning? So there's plenty of examples of people that were willing to risk their lives for their loyalty to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Go ahead.
It says, so shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name.
Right. You think about this. You know what I used to think about all the time when Puerto Rican Day Parade used to come down Tremont Street? We're going to have a parade. Right? The Lord Yahushua had a parade. Right? They laid the palms down at his feet. He was riding in on the ass's coat. Hosanna in the highest. He was having a parade, man. That was a parade. He was leading the train. Right? And so we're going to have that same thing happen to us because of the glory, or let me say this way, how we're going to be glorified because of the things that we did in this time. Right? We're making a name for ourselves. And the scriptures say, lay up treasures in heaven. That's what we're doing. We're doing that right now. So when the kingdom comes, you know, Lord's will, we're in that number. People are going to say, oh, those are the men. Those are the men. Ezra's even said it. I begin to marvel. Somebody get that. Second chapter. 42. Something around there. Go ahead, keep reading this. Oh, I'm sorry, you got some more, bro? Still lucky.
This is it says verse 52, was not Abraham found faithful in temptation?
Wasn't Abraham found faithful in temptation? Abraham was getting ready to sacrifice his own son. Here it is, right? Here it is, right? He was getting old. He already had Ishmael, right? The Lord said, you're going to have another son. He said, you're bringing me through the ringer here. I already got this one right here. Just let me bless this one. Let this one have the blessing, right? And so now, he done had the son Isaac. Now the Lord telling him to sacrifice him. He's like, man, you told me I was going to have another son. Now you want me to kill the guy, right? But he was willing to do it, man. He was willing to do it.
He didn't hesitate or anything like that.
No hesitation.
No hesitation, man. It was willing to strike him and injure the injured to stop him from doing it.
Yep.
You know, it goes to show the faith he had in the Most High. The beat in the face, like the say.
Go ahead, bro.
It says, and was imputed unto him for righteousness.
Right.
Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt.
Yep. Imagine this, right? Pharaoh's lady was trying to give Joseph an ass, man. He said, hey, look, I ain't with that. So much so she had to strip him down butt naked.
He tried to flee. She was and then she's like, yeah, look what he left.
But the Lord, so let's talk about that for a second, right? So he was getting ready to be killed for that. Right? So this lady lied on him. He was getting ready to be killed for it, but the Lord defended him. Even at the very end, the Lord had him escape. You know?
It says, Phoenix, our father, being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. It says here, Jay, but is Joshua fulfilling the word was made a judge in Israel. Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, by believing, was saved out of the flame. It says Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of the lions.
Right. So the Heavenly Father has the power to deliver you. Now, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they was actually in the fire. They was actually in the flame. It wasn't no almost. It wasn't no
He
almost.
looked and they said, why I see 4 people walking? Put 3 in there. I see 4 people loose up in there.
So they were in the fire, and the Lord saw fit that they saw no hurt. You know, go ahead.
It says, and thus consider throughout all the ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
Read that again.
It says, verse 61.
Somebody go to Sirach 10. Sirach 2 and 10. Go back to that.
It says, First Maccabees chapter 2 and 61, and thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
Right. None that put their trust in him shall be overcome, man. It says the same thing in Sirach 2 and 10. Somebody got that?
I got you, brother. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 10. It says, look at the generations of old.
Right. Look at the generations of old. Again, the things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. Right? Go ahead.
It says, look at the generation of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?
Right. Did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? No. The answer is no. Right? So, and we have those stories and we have those examples. Read the stories, man. The Lord delivered those men that trusted in him. What's that? Proverbs 3. Lean not on our own, trust in the Most High, not on our own understanding. Right? That's what we're doing, man. You know?
Like, there was about to make a public execution of Peter, put him in prison, and was executed in broad daylight. And the very next day, the angel put those prisoners to sleep, opened up the gates, and Peter the whole time thought that he was a vision, was dreaming, and he walked and he found himself right outside of prison. You know, and same thing may happen. So
Peter got back, right? He banged on the gate. And the girl, she on the other side. She says, me, Peter. She said, I ain't Peter. I saw that moment like this, so she ran back. So she said, Peter. They all ran to the gate, opened up the gate. It was Peter sitting there, man. The angel delivered him, man.
And also too, something may happen again in this modern day era. We find ourselves in that type of position, and Lord willing, if you find most of us, we might put us in a situation like in a field camp, and in the most of the you put the spear and warn him, God, to let you go.
Yeah.
You know, the God might take pity on you and say, hey, brother, you know, this man, I don't see no fault in him. You know, he might argue, say that, you know, why we have to kill him? And he start catching feelings for the prophet of the Lord, and then he decided in secret to open up the gate and let him go, not knowing these the Lord put the spirit on him to free that bond. Right. So a lot of brothers gonna be in that predicament, man.
Well, that's what the Lord said.
Yeah.
Jeremiah said, but he shall be saved out of it. That's right. God, the men who truly trust and believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, he's going to deliver them out of all temptation and all hell that comes upon us, man. Right. You know, so that's why we got to continually pray without ceasing and continually be in the faith and believe, man. Regardless of what your situation is, believe and trust in the Lord that he's going to deliver you. And again, even when we're just going throughout our daily life, man, something you may be short on the rent, whatever the case may be, the Lord always finds a way for you, man. Those are small signs that he lets you know that I'm with you, man.
I got quick precept. You see the Job chapter 5 verse 19. He said, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
That's right.
Yeah, so look, as long as we depend on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's going to defend us because he got to be a man of his word, right? He's asking us to have faith in him. What use is the faith if he's not going to do what he said he was going to do for those who have faith in him, you know?
Go ahead, bro.
I say also understanding
No, that's it. I got a little more.
Speak on, bro.
I said also understanding death that you already immortal. Like I'm talking about every spirit that's on this earth, you come back. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture that I thought you was going to read, fear not him that
No,
kill
I
the
have
body.
it. I mean, I still got it.
Okay, but yeah, fear not him that kill the body, but not able to kill the spirit.
Yeah.
But
watch your back, brothers. Watch your back.
But I say, just having that mindset, you know what I'm saying? Because like when you really understand death, can't nothing. That's the only thing that this devil can do to you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you just understand that, basically that if you dang, I just lost my saying. That's Satan.
But let me say this though.
Just say that again, brother.
But let me say this though, which is a good point because death ain't bad, man. Because you're relieved of the wickedness of this world. That's what the Apostle Paul said in Philippians, that first chapter. He said he would have rather passed over and been with Yahweh Shai, but he knew it was needful for him to be here so we can get this understanding. But you know, people, I don't want to die. Well, shit. The scriptures speak about where the wicked cease from troubling.
Yeah.
So when you cross over on this time, you go up to the spirit world, and we understand that now, as the scriptures say, now the blood of those that have passed over are complaining, crying to the Lord. You know, when Lord, when you gonna get our brothers down there? You know, go ahead, brother.
This is our 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7, and it reads, "For we walk by faith and not by sight. We are confident and say and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord."
That's right. But again, there's need for us to be here, man. You know, we're gonna dwell with Yahweh Shai soon enough, man. We're gonna be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai soon enough. But right now, we have to make our bodies a living sacrifice. And if the time comes, if we are made martyrs, and we're made martyrs, man. You know, we ain't afraid to go out. We ain't afraid to just come out here and do what we got to do. All right? But that's the Lord's will. The Lord's will must be done. Yahweh Shai himself had to comply with the Lord's will. He said, what? Father, if it be possible, take this cup from me. But he said, not as thou will, but not as I will, but as thou will. So Yahweh Shai even knew that time when he was about to cross over back into the spirit world was at hand. He wasn't, going around all befuddled. But again, that time is coming, man. We gotta hold fast and trust in Yahweh Shem Shai.
It says, "Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him."
That's right.
For we must all appear before the judgment seat of the anointed, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad.
Right, and that's why we tell brothers you gotta repent, because you're going to be judged for every idle word that you say and speak. All right? So whether you be here or whether you not be here, it is that you do well, man. While doing, while I don't want to steal your thunder, So again, just lost my train, but that's all right. But we understand. Give me that Philippians 1, start about 22 maybe. Philippians 1 and 22. Get on down. Get right to the point. Yeah, 1 and 22.
Oh, 1 and 22. Okay, fine. Philippians 1 verse 22. But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor.
Right. Paul said, if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor. All right. This is what we're doing, man. We're out here. It's a beautiful thing. We come out here on the highways and byways. All right. We're earning our stars, so to say. Go ahead.
Yet when I choose, yet when I shall choose, I won't not.
Go ahead.
Verse 23, for I am in a strait between two.
Right. And Paul was like, I'm on a strait between two. He's in a hard part. Because the shit that he was undergoing was hell. Go ahead.
Having a desire to depart and to be with the anointed. Having with the Mashiach.
Right. Having a desire to depart. What does that mean? Having a desire to depart. I mean, I'd rather be in the spirit world. All the shit that the hell he was catching. I'd rather be in the spirit world. Read on.
Which is far better.
Which is far better. Why? As the scripture says, we can see some trouble. Being up there with the Hawashai, the angels, the heavenly Father, all these things, man. Yep. That's where it's at, man. You know, you'll see these testimonies when people have crossed over and come back into the body. The spirit goes over and crosses over. They tell you all the wonderful things that they've seen and the feeling that they got, all the pain that they were going through. It was gone. But then when they came back, you know, the Lord put their spirit back in the body. They wake up, they're back and like, oh shit.
The day I was born.
Yeah, all back in pain and shit. So the Apostle Paul understood it.
Come. Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you.
Right, then to abide in the flesh was more needful for us. So therefore, yeah, Paul wanted to depart, go back into the spirit world, because it was better there. It was peaceful up there. You know, being in this kingdom, man, there's no peace in this kingdom for us. Go ahead.
And having the confidence, or having this confidence, I know that I shall abide and continue with you all for your furtherance and joy of faith.
That's right. Go ahead.
That your rejoicing may be more abundant in Yahushua Mashiach for me by my coming to you again.
That's right. So all in all, man, the things that the Apostle Paul, he even said in the book of Romans, in 15th chapter, all things were written for our learning. These things we meditate on continually, man. We quote scriptures, meditate on the scriptures, we apply the scriptures, we live the scriptures. Why? Because of the things that we were taught and the things that were written for our learning, man. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of the anointing, or Yahushua.
Right, and this is what we do, man. The scriptures speak about iron sharpening iron. The manner of holy conversations that we have. Everything that we do is spiritual, man. We tell brothers that each and every time we depart camp, that we do be spiritual. No? If it ain't right, then don't do it, man. If you gotta question yourself on some things, don't fuck with it. Leave it alone. Right? This is how, you know, your spirit becomes more in tune. You become more in tune with the spirit. You know? Go ahead.
That whether I come and see you, or else be absent, I may hear your affairs, that ye steadfast in one spirit, with one mind, striving together for the faith of the gospel.
Right, and that's why the Lord spoke about we must all speak the same thing. We must all speak the same thing. This is why a lot of people hate Great Millstone, because we all speak the same thing. We all coming in the same spirit. Which is essential. It's very essential, right? So let's continue on. What was that on that? Yeah, we can land back on that. Yeah, we can grab it. You know, again, we're gonna be faced. We are gonna be faced with all types of opposition. Man. This is what we signed up for. You know, don't be surprised when Esau make that move on you. Don't think it's strange, like something. What is this? What's this all about? Again, understanding what you're involved in, right? We're gonna undergo some hell, brothers. We're gonna undergo some hot times. Be ready for it. All right? Go ahead, brother. What you got?
Matthew 10 and 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues.
Yep.
And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles.
Right, so we understand and know, man. They're gonna make that move on us. Give me Psalms 2. They're gonna make that move on us, man. But again, but what mindset are you gonna be in? You know? Don't be in that mindset of, well, now I'm all of a sudden looking cold feet. We just got through talking about being in this thing sincerely, being prepared, preparing your soul for those temptations, preparing your soul for the times of trouble that are coming upon this place, man. You know, Peter told the Lord, I will never deny thee, Lord, because he said those things when there was nothing happening. And likewise, when we say these things, that's why we're not saying when it comes, we're going to pray that Yahweh Shemiah Shai keep the spirit of courage upon us, man. You know, that's all we can do. You know, because we don't know what we're going to face during the time of adversity. You know, and again, learn the things that we're learning from our brothers, going back to the Maccabees brothers. That's a great faith builder. That's a great faith builder. Go ahead, brother.
My thought came back now.
hey, that's the spirit, brother.
Hurry up and let it out, bro.
Well, but like the angel that told 2 Corinthians 14, he said cast away mortal thoughts.
Right.
Because that's a mortal thought right there when you fear death. Like when you
come on.
stare at death right there in the face. You know what I'm saying? You can change your mind real quick. Oh shit, I don't want to die. But if you already have that, you already believe in the promise. You already have the immortality mindset. Your works follow you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good ending for those who stand stiffly for the name of the Lord. That's our faith right there.
And speaking of that, it's just like when the Maccabees brother said this, you know, you said that I'm looking for the promise to come back again, you know, and to be back, and, you know, but you shall have no resolution to life, you know, but I will have resolution to life because he knows he's gonna come back again and again and again, you know. So he left at the face of death.
Yo, where's the red line?
I can perfect how the story went through because it's been a while. You know,
And second Maccabees 7, I think it's 22.
yeah, man. That was a great statement he said to Antiochus right before he put him to death, man.
You know what? Let's read the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
Let's read it because again, it's a great faith builder, man.
Yeah.
To know that these men put their life on the line in the most horrific way. What? Because they're standing strong for the law of the Lord. All right? They're standing strong. They won't go eat that pork. All right? Let this be a lesson to us. Let this be understanding to us that when we're faced with these troubles, be a man of Yahweh Shemiah Shai. And again, who had ever called upon the Lord and was forsaken? So this time around, the Lord may even deliver us in out of all types of shit, man.
That's the spirit that he gave those brothers.
You can't and the mother.
I say, you can't look at the men and praise the men. It's the spirit that he gave those men. And that's the spirit that we want to need.
Right, that devil was like, please, just don't let us do that. I don't want to do this anymore. Because they were like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. These men are being filleted, chopped and slaughtered, and they didn't want to see anymore. He didn't want to see no more. He was like, come on, please, just eat the pork, man.
And I think Antiochus was very afraid of the fact that how those men were not willing to bow down to him. And to the point that he was pleading with the mother to please, I'm begging you, convince your son, you know, to bow down and eat that pork.
Right?
You know, Wisdom in Solomon 3, it says, shall no torment touch them. Now, my belief is that the Lord, he can make it painless. While you we reading it and you cutting tongues out, and scalping like that, the man probably ain't even feel it.
Right. That's a good point. It's a damn good point.
That adrenaline is something else. Right. You're going through adrenaline, you be in the middle of a basketball game and break your ankle, and you still be playing like nothing. You know, you seen that Isaiah Thomas game. Yeah. He sprained that ankle.
Going off.
But that's a damn good point because when the Apostle Paul was with the barbarians and that viper lashed on his ass, he was like, they said he shook. They was like, this is a dead man. We don't know what he did. Dead man. They were like, whoa, get away from this cat.
And that's when the viper bit someone, and the person screamed. You know, and young sheep like the pain. Yeah.
Them shit sinking to that flesh.
Oh.
You know? screaming, hollering. And Paul's like, this, you see a mosquito and a mosquito, you like, this goddamn thing talking. That's how it was that fight. I shit, like, get this motherfucker out of here.
Yeah, man.
But go ahead, brother. You got a precept?
Yeah, just real quick to land back with the elders. Matthew 10, 19 and 20. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak. For it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but it's the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you.
That's right. The Spirit of the Lord is speaking in us. So we gonna trust in Yahweh Shai that when that time comes, He gonna give us the understanding that we need to get us through, man. All right. But again, read these scriptures, sister, faith builders. Every time you see brothers and you see brothers' videos, you hear brothers' camp sessions, they're all faith builders, man. Because we're building up the faith, man. Because the things that we're about to embark on are going to be serious. And it's going to take a faith-based Israelite group to understand this, man. If you're in a faith-based Israelite group, then you might as well forget it, man. You know? Yeah, he going to go to Maccabees. Yeah, read that.
I was just waiting for my spot.
This
is 2 Maccabees 7 and 1. It says, it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips.
Right, to taste swine's flesh. They eat pork like it ain't no tomorrow now, man.
So I was watching this morning, one of the elders,
he played a clip of a video, some preacher saying, be like beef, you gotta be like bacon and make your own oil.
I said, like bacon.
I said, wow, what kind of shit?
Jake will go to great lengths. You take a nigga ham sandwich away, he ready to fight you, man. Take a nigga bacon away, he ready to fight you. Not knowing what the forefathers have went through in defense for the Lord, in defense of the law, to not eat that shit, man. But Esau has made it a delicacy. Everything that you see, every meal that you see on the commercials has something to do with bacon. Bacon is on there. Baconator,
super bacon, everything.
Bacon bits. Bacon.
You put some bacon on your salad.
Yeah. Bacon bits and bacon this and bacon, everything's bacon, man.
Had a Little Caesars had a pizza, got the bacon wrapped around the motherfucker on the edge.
Bacon in the crust. You look at the way Esau cooks that shit, it's raw. That's raw, man. But our people love to have it so. Tell someone, yeah, take that bacon off. This is crazy, nigga.
The super duper shaking bacon.
Yeah, the bacon deluxe.
You go to what's that plate, brother? No prosciutto.
Oh, yeah, that's from the Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, they got a chicken Bellagio. They got the prosciutto on there. I'm like, yeah, I don't want that prosciutto on there. Yeah, look at yeah, good, brother.
Hey, that's the only scripture Christians know about eating bacon and all that. About what is it?
Acts
Yeah.
That's the only scripture they know.
Many confrontations with that one, man. Don't say unclean what the Lord had cleansed. They ain't cleansed no goddamn pork.
Verse 2, it says, but one of them that spake first said thus,
Yep.
What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die.
You see that? He said, we are ready to die. So it wasn't no thing to die for the word of the Lord. It wasn't no thing back in the ancient times that a man would give his life for the principles of Yahweh Shai, man. It wasn't no thing. Go ahead.
What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die, rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot.
Right, and this is why we call for Acts the 2nd chapter. Why do the heathen rage?
That's
Right? Psalms the 2nd chapter. Why do the heathen rage? Right? And again, we're seeing the rage of the heathen as we speak. Donald Trump he's a heathen, and he's about to bring that hell, man. You know, and a lot of people aren't gonna understand what the hell is going on. It's going to be great confusion as Donald Trump starts to unroll these executive orders that he signed into office. You don't know what he was signing over there, man. You don't know what was in the four corners of that document. He's signing.
Oh, that's a great point.
Signing off.
That's a great point.
Like, yo, take that, sign that, take that.
It's funny that you said that because I was like, you can't even see that shit.
Sign off. Pictures and shit. And the ones that took the picture with was the one that had the most draconian laws in it. Yeah. Sinister, man. Real sinister. Go ahead.
Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first.
And he probably thought when they seen them pots and the shit getting prepared, they were gonna change their mind. And this is why once he had to follow through, because again, what is a king that doesn't follow through with his word?
Right.
Like when John the Baptist got beheaded, that demon's like, you ask me anything, I'll give it to you. She said, I want John the Baptist's head in the charger. He fucking gulped. He gulped. He was like, but they knew. Listen, that was your word. So if a king sets forth his word and doesn't follow through, the people gonna get rid of this guy. Go away with him. Deliver him to the guillotine. They're gonna get rid of his ass. So when this demon decided to make the cauldrons hot, he was hoping and praying that we're gonna shake him up. We're gonna scare him with this. Go ahead.
It said, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on.
Right. He commanded it in hopes that they would be like, yes, I speak as a man that I say this, but he probably didn't think that they were going to have that much zeal for the word of the Lord.
Exactly.
He didn't never in a million years. So he probably gave his men, go cut him up. And he was probably hoping, all right, I'll eat. But again, they got to follow the king's order, right? So they proceeded. Now we're going to read on.
Verse 5. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, the Lord power looketh upon us, and in truth hath comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. Verse 7. So when the first was dead after this manner, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? But he answered in his own language and said, no. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did.
And these torments that we're reading about, those torments happen right up into this present day, man. They be doing all types of shit to Jake, man. And again, it's spirits of wicked spirits back then doing the same thing now. When you look at that book Without Sanctuary, right, and look at some of the pictures, they had thousands of Edomites out there, and they burning Jake at the stake, flaming fire, and they burned that nigga to a crisp, man. Same thing. They said that he commanded them to be fried. You essentially cooking them niggas, man. You essentially cooking. Look at that book Without Sanctuary. They got Jake. They got him hanging up when he's all burnt up. His limbs are snapped off or chopped off, but he's just all burnt up, man. So again, they was smiling, but that's that. They're wicked, man. They literally cooking human beings, man.
And I heard too, Emmett Till, right before they offered, they was torturing them up to like a born house, and then they torture him inside, and they would hear him screaming.
Yeah, they did all kinds of shit to Emmett Till, put honey on his face, and the bees. They laid him out, man. But again, it's the devil we're talking about, man. They have no mercy on Jake. Go ahead, Elder.
Verse 9. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, though like a fury takest us out, thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life.
Right, so that time is still going to be upon us, where any brother that dies in the Lord, Yahweh Shai, may they be raised up, man. So them brothers who crossed over in this time period, they're going to be raised up with these brothers, man. Go ahead, bro.
After him was the third native mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully. Like that.
Yeah, right. What you gonna do? Go ahead and do it. Whatever you gonna do it, man. You can imagine people. There was some people like, yeah, all right with him. But there was some like, God damn, I can't understand. This is terrible. You know? Yeah. And shit, a person can only see so much wickedness before they like, I seen enough. I gotta get out of here. Go ahead. Yep.
And said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again.
He said, for his laws I despised him. He despised his hands and arms, his tongue, and he spoke, and he stuck out, man. For the laws of the Lord he despised them. Take them, man. If taking these is going to, show my faith in Yahweh Shemiel Shai and his laws, then take them. Go ahead.
And so much that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage.
You see that?
For that he nothing regarded his pain.
You see that? What does it mean by they marveled? They were like, God damn, this motherfucker here, man. Woo! There's really nothing we can do. So at this point, it was about spite now, because they're looking at these men. They're looking at these men like, shit, we gotta keep on rolling now.
We gotta finish.
We gotta keep on rolling now.
Yep. Verse 13. Now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner.
Yep.
So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good, being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him.
Right, and this is what we were talking about earlier, man. We ain't afraid to be put to death by these devils, man. Because we understand and know we're going to be raised up by the spirit of Yahweh Shemiel Shai at the end of this thing, man. So Lord willing, he keeps us here that we may see the fall of our enemy. That's going to be a joyful and a beautiful time. But if the time comes where it goes that way, then it goes that way. May all praise be to Yahweh Shemiel Shai. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, one thing I think about when I'm meditating on what's going to happen, and I say, if this happens to me, then I'm already in the book. That story was talking about me. And that's the mindset brothers should have in this book.
Yep.
Verse 14. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection or true life.
Brother, they're going to have no resurrection tonight. Why? Because they're not the chosen people. The chosen people are going to have that resurrection. The devils are going into slavery. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Afterward, they brought the fifth also and mangled him. Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of the Most High. But abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed.
Right.
After him also they brought the sixth, who being ready to die said, Be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against the Most High, that thou shalt escape unpunished. But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day, she bare it with a good courage, because of the hope that she had in the Lord.
Right. She was honored because of the strength that she showed. Right. The strength that she showed. 7 brothers, 7 sons in one day.
Right in front of
and again, the times that we live in now, it can't even come close to being compared. But if a woman loses 1 child, and she loses her damn mind, man. Resort to drinking, all kinds of shit. But the greater part is how she handled the thing, the way she said what she gonna say. Go ahead.
It says, yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirits, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. She said unto them, I cannot tell how ye came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. But doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generations of man, and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again, as ye now regard not your own selves for his law's sake. Now Antiochus, thinking himself despised and suspecting it to be a reproachful speech, whilst the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and happy man if he would turn from the laws of his fathers, and that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with affairs.
Yep, you see that? And that's the move we try to pull. Like, listen, I'll give you this, I'll do this, I'll make you very honorable in this kingdom. Just eat, just eat the pork, turn from your law, and just do what I'm saying. And I'll take care of you. Go ahead.
Yep, verse 25. But when the young man would in no case hearken unto him, the king called his mother and exhorted her that she would counsel the young man to save his life.
Right now he's pleading with him. All right, listen, please. I talked to him. You his mother. Just
Talk some sense into him.
Tell him, I'll give him everything you want. He'll take care of you. You probably sleep in my house, and take my couch. I'll sleep outside. And what the spirit has riled up in this woman, we're gonna listen.
Verse 26. And when he had exhorted her with many words, she promised him that she would counsel his son. Yeah, I'll talk to him. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Verse 27. But she, bowing herself toward him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake in her country language on this manner.
Which was the Hebrew tongue. She spoke in the Hebrew tongue. She didn't speak the Aramaic tongue. She didn't speak the Yiddish tongue. The Hebrew tongue. Go ahead.
O my son, have pity upon me that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and gave thee suck 3 years, and nourished thee, and brought thee up unto this age, and endured the troubles of education. I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, and consider that the Most High made them of things that were not, and so was mankind made likewise. Fear not this tormentor, but being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death, that I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren. While she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment. Oh man,
he got the spirit riled him up. He's like, what you waiting for? Come over, what you got? He probably got right. Now mind you, they're speaking in Hebrew, so everyone else didn't probably understand them.
Yep.
He got them
I
riled
want
up.
to say something. I was watching this interview with Omar Gooding. He said that people don't realize the power that a woman can have over her children. Whatever your mom says, you'll be willing to do. He said, I didn't know I was the man until my mother told me I was. She said that he was on the set with a fellow actor, he like said some slick shit to his mom, like, oh, you look good or something like that. And she went to Omar Good and she said, I was gonna have you whoop his ass. He was like, yeah, I should whoop his ass. He's kind of like, he got built up by that. And another story he told, he said, she said, walk with me to the car. He said, oh, you going to the car? It's dark out there. It's dangerous. She said, yeah, I know, but I got you with me. He was like, oh, yeah, you do got me with you, and it built them up, right? So it's the same thing here, where the mother was like, look, y'all take this, man. You feel like you can do anything. This is where the kingdom is going to be a beautiful place, right? Because the power that's going to be put in you by your mother, your father, your family that's around you, the kingdom is going to be a beautiful place, man.
Right, and this going back to King David, when David was a little boy going to fight Goliath. Yeah. He was like, wait a minute, y'all afraid? Who's this uncircumcised Philistine? We got the power, we all want to be outside. So he had a courageous spirit on him from the jump as a young man. He talked about the lion, the lion took out.
Save my sheep from a bear, I saved my sheep from a lion. Now I'm going to save my people from this ungodly Philistine.
That's right. So that spirit was riled up in him, man. And that's sometimes, man, you out here, you be speaking certain, you'll hear certain things, that joke gets your spirit, like, I want to fucking kill somebody right now. Go ahead.
While she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? Right. I will not obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandment of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses. And thou, that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews, shall not escape the hands of the Most High. For we suffer because of our sins. And though the living Lord be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at one again with his servants. But thou, O godless man, and of all other most wicked, be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with the uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hand against the servant of the Most High. For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of the Almighty Power, who seeth all things. For our brethren, who now have suffered a short pain, are dead under the Most High's covenant of everlasting life. But thou, through the judgment of the Most High, shalt receive just punishment for thy pride. But I, as my brethren, offer up my body and life for the laws of our fathers, beseeching the Most High that he would speedily be merciful unto our nation, and that thou, though by torments and plagues, mayest confess that he alone is the Most High, and that in me and my brethren the wrath of the Almighty, which is justly brought upon all our nation, may cease. Then the king, being in a rage, handled him worse than all the rest, and took it grievously that he was mocked. So this man died undefiled and put his whole trust in the Lord. Last of all, after the sons, the mother died. Let this be enough now to have spoken concerning the idolatrous beast and the extreme tortures.
See that? Wow. Yep. And therefore, as we've been telling you, man, put your trust in Yahweh Shah. Don't worry about what you're going to suffer or what you're going to go through, right? The Lord at this time is going to start delivering us out of all types of shit, man. Give me Matthew 6:25. Get what you got.
Give me not your scripture, brother.
All right, go ahead. I'm going to come right to y'all.
Matthew 10:28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Right. I'd rather be on the fair side of Yahweh side than to fear these devils, man. You know? And at the end of the day, we can whoop their ass anyway. Right. You know? It's just that we're in their kingdom and they have the power to rule over us because the Lord appointed them the power to rule over us. Right? So we ain't taking no thought for our life. Go ahead, brother.
This is 1 Corinthians 4:9. Well, I think that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has sent forth us the apostles' lives, as it were appointed to death. We are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
And that's true. We are made that spectacle. But again, this is that last hurrah. Ain't no more. There's nothing coming after the Lord does what he does on this time period. Ain't nothing coming behind us. There's not going to be no more. All right, we're going back into captivity. They're going to raise up and take us down, and then we're going another 100 years. We're going to raise up. This is as it were appointed unto death. This is that last hurrah, man. There's nobody coming after us. Once the Lord sets the law straight, that's it. We're going to be in the kingdom. We're going to be ruled with all righteousness. The whole world is going to rejoice because the righteous are going to be in authority, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But we ain't going to sit there and rejoice over right now because there's still a battle ahead of us. There's still shit that got to be done that's going to be tumultuous. There's things that are going to be put in place where we're going to be hanging in the balance, man. Your life is going to hang in the balance. But trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we ain't worried about it. I wanted that Matthew 6:25. Anybody grab that real quick?
Matthew 6:25.
Come.
Matthew 6:25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life.
Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, man. Don't worry about what's coming, man. The Lord's going to guide our paths anyway. You know, it may be all hell breaking loose. The Spirit be like, nah, don't go down that street. And go, nah, I'm going to go down this way. Because that's going to be the way the Lord's going to guide you. The Lord's going to lead you down that way through the Spirit. You know? So we ain't taking no thought for our life. We ain't taking no thought for, all right, we got to be super careful, guys. You know, what your man say? We had this cat that was out here, we used to be teaching out here a while back. He said, yeah, y'all. We said, yeah, we're going to move over to Boston. What he said? What he said, man?
We used to be in Mattapan.
Right.
And so, we was trying to, broaden our horizons a little bit. And so we decided that we were going to go down to Boylston Street, right there across the street from Copley Library.
Yep.
And so he had called me on the phone. He said, yeah, we're going to go down to Copley, get more of a different audience. So he was like, oh, y'all going down to the conference. He's like, it's a lot of educated people down there. Y'all gotta be mindful of that when y'all get down there. I was like, it is what it is, bro. I mean, there's educated people everywhere. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gotta push the word. And we ended up getting off the phone, but he slowly made his way away from us.
Right.
And then when we got down to where we are now, right up the stairs, he came back, and the elder called him on it, right? He said, hey, look, man, when you gonna do some work? You come on here being a spectator, because it's funny, we met his sister first. Like, we met his sister first. She's like, oh yeah, my brother's in the truth, blah 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 blah. And so he showed up, and he was like, yeah, my sister. Oh, he was like, oh, okay, yeah. And so he's talking big game. When I get out there, blah 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 blah. Right. So we was waiting for him to push the word, but he never got with us. But then it came and come to find out, he was behind the scenes talking trash about us anyway. Right. How you correlate this and that and all of these different things. So it was all the Spirit that revealed it all. Right. And I'm gonna say this: I don't know how you got our heathen slave name. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't know how you got them names. Right. But we thought about that.
Yeah, sure did. Elder and I, it wasn't too long ago. Elder and I was doing something to eat downtown. Yeah. He was across the street. Elder saw him before I did. He came up. He was trying to dip behind the post like this. Said, hey! And then he came back around and said, what's up? And he was trying to slide by. Yeah, he got him. Yeah. He was trying to slide by. And he was like, Yeah. And they said our names. I'm like, God damn, man, I don't think I ever gave you my name, man. How you know that?
I've been knowing y'all for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we don't got nothing to hide. Right. But how you know? You know what I mean?
I need to know.
Yeah. Right. And even sometimes with the brothers, we've been with your brother for 17, 16 years. I'm like, I don't know what this brother was slave name is. What this brother say?
Hey man, what your mom call you, man?
Brother get jammed up, we gotta get him out the like, yeah, who you here to see? Like, oh no. They're like, you here to build somebody else, you don't know his name? Like, oh no.
You just came in. Yeah. I got here about a couple minutes ago. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about? Kind of tall, built. Yeah. That's crazy.
Good, brother.
Got something. This is the book of Psalms 116 and 15. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of all his saints.
Precious in the sight of the Lord. Okay, come. Precious of the Lord in the eyes of all his saints. Is that what this read that again, brother?
Psalms 116 and 15. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints.
Right. So therefore, listen, man, we working to please. We're working to please Yahweh Shai. That's why we out there working. We don't give a goddamn what anybody says about any of the brothers in Great Millstone. Fuck y'all. We're here to please Yahweh Shai, man. Because at the end of the day, that's who we crying out to. We ain't crying out to any women. We ain't crying out to cats that was here. We crying out to Yahweh Shai. Because only he can deliver. Only they can save. So we don't give a damn what y'all think about us, man. The hell with you. Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelation 2 and 10.
Yep.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Right, because we're going to be suffering a lot of shit, man. We're going to be suffering. The Lord Yahweh Shai, he suffered, man. So how much more are we going to suffer? And he was the only begotten son of the Heavenly Father. He was the Alpha and Omega, if you will, the Al and the Tha, if you will. So how much more are we going to suffer, man? So that's why we're being told and warned. Read that again.
It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Right.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried.
Yep.
And ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Right.
Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Right. So the Lord, we get thrown in the clink. The Lord might be right there to deliver us out. As we have read about our forefathers being in precarious situations, and the Lord opening up the cells, and the shackles falling off, brothers out back in the square preaching that word. You see? So it ain't no thing for the Lord to deliver his hopeful elect, man. The men of the Lord. It ain't no thing, man. But people don't believe in the power of the Lord because they have never seen anything done by the Lord. They've never seen a man get delivered. Though the Lord delivers men on a daily basis from out of situations, out of whatever court dates, the fights that you may be getting to, the damn dog running up on you, whatever the case may be, the Lord will deliver you out of that. You driving down the road, a goddamn tractor trailer coming in front of you, the car veer off just to the side. That's all deliverance from Yahweh Shai. Give thanks to the Lord, maybe do a lesson on it, preach about it, whatever the case may be. Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 59:1, it said, behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save, neither is it heavy, that it cannot heal.
Right. And that's where the faith comes in, man. The Lord's hand is not short that he can't save. And that's where the faith comes in. When you find yourself in a tight situation, man, you just trust and pray the Lord. And if you don't get delivered out, that's the Lord telling you something. Listen, the Lord want me to go through this. See, that's another thing men don't understand. It ain't always about being delivered. The Lord's going to put you in situations to correct you, to chasten you. Isn't it not written? When the Lord loved it, he chastened it. It's not always Satan. It's not always Satan. It's the Lord in that position to cleanse you a little bit. That's just always the Lord. It always is right. It always the Lord, but don't make it seem like it's not the Lord. Go ahead.
So James chapter 1 verse 12, he says, blessed is the man that endures temptation.
Yep.
For when he is tried, he shall see the crown of life which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
Right. Isn't it not written? The time of Jacob's trouble. Isn't that going to be a time of temptation? Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, man. Blessed is the man that the Lord, when he puts all hell on you, you deal with it. And you keep it moving. Pray to the Lord. The Apostle Paul was talking like, listen, in his infirmities, he was kind of happy with those infirmities because he knew it was of the Lord. And the Lord told him what? My grace is sufficient for you. Because Paul had an issue, a thorn in his side, that the shit wasn't going away. So even in the flesh right now, people are like, oh damn, Lord knows we all got ailments. Hey, you come to the point like, all right, fuck it. This is what the Lord gave me, I'm gonna deal with it. Go ahead, Elder.
Yep, this is Hebrews 12:6. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, chasteneth,
Go right through. Yep, you got it.
chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Right, he scourges every son whom he receiveth. So sometimes, man, sometimes brothers will have a mindset because they ain't going through shit. They don't think the Lord is dealing with them, but be patient because the Lord don't think you walking around here, oh, I ain't. The Lord will get you, man. He'll put something on you like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it, So just be gracious for whatever you have, and be humble, right? The Lord will do what He wants, man. He'll give you whatever hell He'll give you. He's not going to give you, He's not going to give you something you can't handle. What we going to say?
No, it's all for you. It'll say it in here.
Yep.
Verse 7, it says, if ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons.
That's right.
For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
Right, for what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Right? Go ahead.
It says, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
Then are ye bastards and not sons. So, when brothers go through things, man, just think it happy. What does it say? If whatever come upon thee, take cheerfully.
Yep.
Because that's of the Lord Yahweh Shai doing these things to you. Take it cheerfully. Whatever the case may be, man. Don't just be like, oh, hey, you know what? Because the Lord is a perfect balance. 1 minute He'll chasten your ass, put you on that hot skillet, but the next time around He'll give you a little blessing, man. You'll be like, oh shit, scratch to $100. Okay, all right. Whatever the case may be. It's a balance, right? Go ahead.
It says, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence.
Yep.
Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?
That's right.
For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but He for our profit, that we might be partakers of His holiness. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
Right, so whatever you're going through right now, man, it may seem endless, like, man, this shit ain't never gonna. But at the end of the day, man, once the Lord has really resolved everything, it's gonna be joyful to know that everything that you've gone through was for this moment, man, to be glorified. Is it not written that we're going to be given a crown, Lord willing, by Yahweh Shai? So again, receiving that crown and all that chastisement you went through, you're like, wow, that was shit. You know, I'm happy I went through it. You know, going through that straight gate, man. You know, it's going to be, when you work hard for something, you appreciate it that much more. Being out there in the highways and byways, suffering, being ridiculed, being, you know, mocked and scoffed at, that's going to be worth it, man. It's all going to be worth it, man. Go ahead.
Verse 12, wherefore lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed.
Yep. And again, and when you're going through shit, you know, don't carry yourself like, oh, I'm going through it, man. Oh, the Lord said that when you pray. The Lord said that when you're fasting. You know, don't disfigure your face to make it appear that you're fasting. Right. You know, when you first come in, you know, you go home, your girl, you be like, what's wrong? But, I don't know, I haven't had nothing eaten 24 hours. What are you doing? You know, that's how it goes. You know, you first came in, you know, because you really didn't know. Like, I ain't eaten 24 hours. Are you crazy? You know, but as the Spirit dwell on you and you start to come into this thing, you realize, all right, you know, it is needful, right? It is needful for you to afflict your body, man. You know, it's needful for you to afflict your body. And again, remembering the things that we have went through back in the ancient times. You know, the Passover, for example, eating that bitter herb. You know, that shit, it seems like every year that shit gets more bitter and bitter, man. But again, it's all to remember the shit that you've gone through, right? And the things that we got coming up.
That was it on
Oh, come. Yeah, so who else had something?
I got one.
Go ahead, brother.
This is in Job. What's that? Job 2:9.
Come.
When Job was talking to his wife, I saw that 10. It says, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh.
Yep.
What shall we receive good at the hand of Yahweh Shai, and shall we not receive evil?
That's right.
And all this did Job not sin with his lips.
That's right. Shall not receive evil. Right. The Lord is a just balance, man. Look at that Proverbs 11. So Job was trying to explain that to his wife, because let me tell you something. I'm sure Mrs. Job didn't have no problem when things was great. Things was all good. No, go ahead. Mrs. Job didn't have no problem when things was all good, man. The cattle was out there, the house, everything was flowing. She was like, hey baby. You know, now when the Lord put that hell on Job, now she acting crazy.
My Lord.
You know?
It's like,
And I want to say about the Maccabees, them having all that faith, they must have got that from reading about Job to know that.
Or whoever.
Or whoever, you know.
yeah,
But again,
They
it was the
gave a
Spirit.
list of examples.
Right, but the Spirit of the Lord was upon them. That Spirit encourages upon them, because there's going to be things that we're going to end up doing, but the Spirit of the Lord got to be upon us. Going back to Psalms when it says we're going to take and smash the little ones against the stones. You can't. You got to be a crazy psycho mother right now to grab that baby and smash it. But the Spirit of the Lord got to be upon
hey,
you.
if I real quick, the Lord said this is Deuteronomy 5:14. He said they should go according to my anger. You know? And so in your mind, like the elder said, you know, you can't imagine yourself hurting a little child, because Jacob had compassion to people. You know, the elders always said that, you know, Jacob had compassion to people. And that's why the Spirit of the Lord has to be in you, you know, thing that you're about to do.
You're going to know it's the anger of the Lord when you start mashing them down and cracking them little skulls, cracking them down and stepping on them. The devil did it to us. But the Spirit of the Lord got to be upon us for us to give that back in return. All right? Someone said something. Yeah, go ahead.
Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord,
Right.
but a just weight is his delight.
Right, so the Lord is going to give you help. He's going to give you a little mercy at the same time. So it's a balance, man. We ain't in this for the wrong. You got to be in this for the right reason. You know? We're not running around professing and rejoicing because we found out what tribe we're in. As some men have done, as we've seen certain videos, man. Listen. We got a job to do. And our job is to come out here and prophesy the downfall of this kingdom, which is a heavy job to undertake, especially that this draconian legislation is going to be starting to be passed, man. So watch. You're going to see a lot of cats bow out. A lot of cats is going to bow out and clearly disappear, man. Because they're going to be like, oh shit, you say one thing about the small hats, you're going to jail. We'll see. And Lord, we're going to trust in Yahweh Shai, man.
There's gonna be a lot of I knew not the man.
That's right. Yep. We wasn't teaching that. We're Christians. We're teaching Jesus Christ.
That ain't gonna matter either.
Right. Of course not. But that's going to be their stand. Oh no, Jesus Christ, Yahshua, Yahweh. That's it.
But you know what? They be like, oh, you guys are Christian. Well, guess what? Even Christian is part of the. When in that list in the project Megiddo, it says black. It said black. It mentioned black people. They said Christian in the bottom. Well, guess what? You say you Christian? You part of that list.
Right. Right. No, because people when Esau rose. Yeah. A lot of people are gonna say, "Well, what did I do? I did nothing." And they're gonna understand you an Israelite. That's what you did.
Exactly.
Even though you don't have to be out there in the highways and byways. Right. You ain't got to be talking about the Bible. You don't have to do nothing about the scriptures, man. You an Israelite. That's what a lot of people. Everybody, what did I do? Why? What did I do? I did nothing. Right. No, you an Israelite.
That's right.
It's called Jacob's trouble.
Right. That's right.
Not Israelite prophecy.
That's right. So you're gonna find out the hard way. You're gonna find out the hard way. It is much better to have tribulation come upon you, but have a shield of protection for you, than to know that you're an Israelite, disagree with this Israelite thing of ours, and have no protection. That's where it's gonna lie, man. All right.
They're gonna be no such thing. Well, I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. So if you're no just to be all that type of excuse, you should not care about that, man. Because he's gonna know who you are.
Come on.
Sending God.
All right, go ahead, brother. Hey, bro.
I got right here Amos 9:9. Below, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations like as corn is sifted in a sea. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say that evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Right, and we in that time period, we got a lot. I think it's crazy. That nigga be here. All right, I'm gonna subscribe to the Israelite thing. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna truly find out because the Lord's about to make it happen, man. And all these cats that have been in denial, all these cats that said, you or X, Y, we don't believe, you don't subscribe, that's fine. You're gonna find out because now we have spoken. Now the Lord's gonna take action, right? We was here to warn you about the action the Lord's about to take. The Lord's gonna shut our mouths pretty soon. There's not gonna be anybody able to hear the word because the prophets of Yahweh Shai are not gonna be speaking that word because of that the Lord is going to visit the earth in which He made it. All right? Go ahead. You got something?
Yes.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 16. It says, "We are esteemed of Him as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness, and He pronounced the end of the just to be blessed, and make boast that God is His Father." It says, "Let us see if His words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him." It says, "For it is the just man, be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hands of the enemies." It says, "Let us examine him with the spiteful and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience." It says, "Let us condemn him with a shameful death, but by his own saying he shall be respected."
That's right. He said, didn't when the Satan tried to tempt the Lord, he said, "Hey, if you be the son of the Most High, cast thyself down, and the angels are going to bear thee yet." So we're going to wait upon the Lord. The Lord's going to be that intercessor for us when that time of tribulation comes, man. Because these devils, they clearly don't think and believe that we are those people. Right? But they're going to find out that we are the children of Yahweh Shai. We are the hopeful elect of Yahweh Shai. And the Lord's going to raise us up and put us in such a stead where they're going to know It's gonna be no doubt that these are the children of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Because right now you still got a lot of controversy. Oh, we don't know these guys. You know, Vocab Malone. He's always, oh, these guys think that they're the God's chosen people.
Right.
And now Vocab, you know, he been out there on the highways with his little sign and talking about he's a prophet of the Lord. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Everybody wants to try to jump in, man. But it ain't meant for everybody. It ain't meant for everybody to teach that word.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
Can I get one more?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 59 and 19.
Yep.
It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west,
Yep.
and his glory from the rising of the sun.
Yep.
And when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Right, and that's what we just got to say. To have that hedge of protection around you. You're going to need that hedge of protection when the enemy shall come in like a flood, man. A lot of you jakes are going to fall to these devils because why? You're not going to have that hedge of protection around you. The Lord's going to raise up for his hope for the elect when that time comes, man. The scriptures talk about his servants shall eat. His servants ain't going to have to worry about the time of trouble that's coming upon the earth, man. So therefore, again, we trust with wholeheartedly in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which this world can't receive. The Lord has blinded and has closed a lot of you people's ears from receiving the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All you great and magnificent so-called Israelites out there who have denounced or denied the word of the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're gonna find out real soon, man. You're gonna find out real soon that name was the only names that were gonna be able to get you delivered or saved out of this piece, man. All right, go ahead, bro.
Second Ezra 15. Good news.
Go ahead. Good news it is.
Good news translation.
Yep.
Second Ezra 15:1. The Lord says, "Proclaim to my people the prophetic messages that I will give you."
Yep.
And then have them written down because they are true and they will be fulfilled.
They will be fulfilled. All right, as it is written in Psalms, Ezekiel 33:33. Know that a prophet were amongst you, man.
That's right.
So you're gonna know when these things be fulfilled. You're gonna know that the men who've been talking about the MOTB, the time of Jacob's trouble, the thermonuclear missile, the devil coming down having great wrath, all these things you're gonna truly know and understand whom the men were that told you, man. Go ahead.
Do not be afraid of those who plot against you or be disturbed by their unbelief.
Come.
Every unbeliever will die because of his unbelief.
Every unbeliever will die because of his unbelief, right? And again, the reason why a lot of you don't believe, first and foremost, the Lord has blinded you from believing in this thing. And secondly, there's never been that kind of tribulation since, slavery ended, man. Right. Since slavery ended, Jake got the position. Jake has been raised up. There's been, legislation written. There's been all kinds of documents written and Emancipation of Proclamation, decrees and free slavery and 20, 30, 40 acres in a mule. All these things are put in place. That's why Jake today always says what? Oh, you use white man as a crutch. Y'all using white man as a crutch. Y'all need to pull yourselves up by your bootstrap. Well, we have pulled ourselves up. But the so-called white man has always kicked us back down because he had the position to do so. Just look at our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers. And they tried to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. What happened? They always ended up at the bottom of the barrel, man. All right, let's finish up. Go ahead.
Verse 5, the Lord says, I'm going to bring terrible disasters on the whole world.
Yep.
War and famine, death and destruction.
Yep.
Because wickedness has spread everywhere and evil has reached its limit.
Right, so in other words, when Esau shuts the whole shit down, the stores, the banks, the markets, the gas, when he shuts that shit down, then you're going to understand what we were talking about. Then you will know what we have been talking about through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushua. It's not going to be hard to understand when you can't go get any food anymore. You can't go to the bank anymore. Your car's going to be sitting there, with no gas in it. It's not going to be hard to understand. So know the surety that these things are coming. These things are right around the corner. Every 4 days or so, Donald Trump revealed some new executive order. Now we're going to do the tariffs, which is supposed to start yesterday? Saturday? It's supposed to start yesterday. The tariffs supposed to start. Now what's going to happen? The shit you see in the store right now is going to remain at that price, but that next shipment, that shit's going to be going through the roof, man. Oh yeah. Gas is going to go through the roof. Why? Because we deal with Canada when it comes to natural gas, petroleum oil. We deal with Canada. What do you think is going to happen at the pump? But this is what they want, man. They want to stall you out. They want you to have to surrender yourself to them. And by means of surrendering, meaning what? You take this chip, you're going to be all right in our book. So, you know, it may seem like, oh, we're going against these. They're all in cahoots. You know why? The scripture says, can two walk together except they be agreed? That's back in Amos, right? So if they can't agree, I mean, they got to agree because the chip is going to be worldwide. So every country, every nation has to be in agreement. So everything that we see right now is all through the spirit of power of Yahweh.
You know,
All right.
but when I said too, Trump already started cutting certain funding, you know,
Of course.
for our program, and now people are pissed off about it.
Of course.
You know,
He has to cut the funding.
Yeah.
He has to cut, because if he doesn't cut the funding and he keeps giving these people that funding, then where is it how they're going to implement the chip on these people? He's going to force them to take that chip. They're going to be like, where's our food stamps? Where's our money? Where's our 2000, I think it was 2010 or 2011, this black woman, she has 6 kids. Where's my money? I got 6 kids. And that was just a test run.
Exactly. That was in the 2020. It wasn't even that too long ago.
Yeah, it was just a test run.
Yeah.
Now it's about to unfold. Now it's about to come down.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna get shut up.
Exactly.
All right. So with that, we're gonna give all praises to
Yahweh.
Then we'll honor the head apostles of great millstone that rule well. So the walk to all the Akim on the highways and byways, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And may the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai ring throughout the 4 corners of the earth. All right? With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah.